finished the Gromit Unleashed Trail in Bristol, okay, and what that is there's loads of sculptures, like really big ones, all around the city, and you've got to go and find them. There's 53 of them. We finished it and it was amazing. And what I thought was, wouldn't it be cool if we could make our own Wallace, Gromit and all that, like our own sculptures? So I found some files online, and I can't get it in the screen. It's going to be at least 50 centimeters, and we're going to make our own Wallace. Let's go and have a look at the files first. So we're going to load up Bambu Studio, and the files I actually used were from MakerWorld. So let's go and take a look. Now, Bambu Studio has a built-in online models thing. So right here, boom, you can click that. And what I did is I searched for Wallace, and it comes up with all the different Wallace and Gromit stuff. There's not a huge amount, but all we need is this first one right here. You see, it has the Wallace, it has all the colors, it's got a little Gromit as well. But within this one, it has the Gromit at 205%. Maybe a future video. So what we did was we selected the Wallace 2 plates. We are printing on the A1, it's already picked it up, but we're not going to multicolor. So we get rid of this. Then I have my custom setup here. So now they're all the same color. Now we want to scale it up because this is way too small. We want it huge. Not that you can see my hands, but we want it as big as possible. So we saw that Gromit at 205, so let's whack this up to 205 and see what it looks like. Look at this thing, absolutely humongous. Now I can't remember what bits I had on what plate, but pretty much I got everything onto the plates. I'll load up the actual file I used in a second. So we got everything on the 2 plates, right? And we printed it in 2 lots. Oh, don't forget hey, where's it gone? Don't forget that one down there. So let me load up the files that I actually used and we can have a look how I set it up. Okay, so I'm recording this after I've printed the parts, right? And I've noticed on the screen here, we have it on 3 plates. Now, I actually only printed it on 2, but we had some failed parts, which is this plate here, that I had to reprint. And having a guess, I'm gonna say that I printed all these like this. Let's spin that one around. I didn't think I saved it with the alterations, but at a guess, there could be something that was missing down here. But at a guess, this looks like how I would have printed it. Looking good. So 2 plates, a couple of the settings we used. We printed most of it at 0.2. Some of it we printed at the 0.16, which was the chest, the legs, and the face, just to get a bit more quality in there, because I didn't want to do as much sanding. So yeah, so most of it was 0.2 layer height, and then nothing else really. That wasn't. Oh yeah, we put 3 walls on for those parts I just said. The legs, the head, and the chest, we just beefed up the walls a bit, got rid of the infill as much. It's only going to be, it's only going to be 50 centimeters, which is nearly double this, but 50 centimeters, and it's not going to be handled, it's just going to be put on the side and stuff like that. Supports, we used Tree Organics, 30% angle, nothing out of the ordinary there, and yeah, it can come with a prime tower, which we got rid of because we didn't need it. So that was it. And then we printed stuff. Now, I don't know how well this will come out on the camera, but this has like a load of lines all the way down it. And the issue is because obviously I've scaled this whole thing up, is that the meshing has come out on it. But I'm using this to my advantage because all the lines are going straight down. It looks like crinkly trousers. So we're going to keep those. Now, with the chest piece here, you can see quite a few of the layer lines, but because of the texture of this plate, let's see if I can get it zoomed in a bit. Like, you can see the meshing on there. The layer lines you can't see too well on the camera, but it's there. So what we're going to do is we're going to give this a light sand anyway, just to see if we can make it a bit more normal looking shirt, normal looking waistcoat. There we go, we got the words out. And then we got, this is the shirt. And then the arms have the same sort of texture. Let me see if I can get a closer look for you. So you can see there all the lines going down it. Now this is going to be a shirt that comes out the side of his arm, but I don't want that on there. So we're going to have to sand this down as much as possible. Now, because I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible, the finished quality I know is not going to be perfect and great. But when we look at it from a distance, hopefully you won't see all the issues that I'm going to have, like with sanding and stuff. Because it's small, I haven't quite worked out how to sand the smaller stuff. There's his head. Look at this, looking awesome. And this goes into this. There's his body right there. That's the shirt piece. Got a tie that go on there. You got his head that goes on there. Look how awesome this looks. And if I can get an arm in, I'm gonna get an arm in. Oh yeah, way, and his head's gone. But yes, so we printed out the whole sculpture. Next, I'm going to get changed out the suit. We're going to go and sand. We're going to go and paint, and I'm going to try and talk you through as much of the process as possible. We're going to do this a ChrisBob style, not just a regular like Wallace, with his colours and everything like that. We're going to ChrisBobify this. So stay tuned, and I'll talk you through how I did all this. Okay, so most of this we used the 400 grit. On the legs, we didn't really want to sand it down too much, but you can see the lines on this one now that I was talking about earlier. For the arms here, we used the orbital sand out. We used 150 grit. We went straight in with it. You can see the difference here as we're starting to sand off the lines and then no lines. And then I went over with a 400 grit. And pretty much the same for the face there. We just give it a sand with the orbital sander, then hand sand. And with the waistcoat here, we just give it a little 400 grit sand over it, just to rough it up a bit. But we wouldn't get rid of the layer lines that well. There's a bit of the prime up there. We fella primed it, and then we give it a little sand back just to try and get rid of some marks that we found when we were doing stuff. But it looks pretty cool, to be honest. So on to the painting. Bit of microfiber there to get rid of any dust. We're going for a nice black here first. Look how beautiful that is. This is a matte finish, okay? So it might look shiny, but in the end it's all matte. And this is a skin color. It looks white, but it's like this creamy color. And I sanded back and repainted the hands and the ears because I wasn't quite happy with some of the parts on there. So yeah, but I like this paint in a way. It was very difficult to work with though. And if you haven't worked it out already, here's the orange. We're doing a Wallace orange suit. But yeah, I love this color orange, and the final product is beautiful. We are back inside. It's all been 3D printed. It's been sanded. It's been fillered. It's been sanded. It's been painted. It's been sanded and painted again. Now the paint we used was not the best paint. It was a new thing I wanted to try, a new paint. It wasn't the best for 3D printing, unfortunately. But we have it all done. We got to still stick everything together. But look at this awesomeness. Obviously, if you were following along in the video, you will know the theme of the colours of Wallace. But yeah, we got little teeth. We got two lots of teeth. We got an orange tie. Hopefully you've worked out where this is going. We got shoes. We got black shoes. But I've misted like a little white speckle over it. So hopefully in the final pictures of everything you see it. But it's all in pieces. So let's get it together. Okay, so we're just whacking some super glue on stuff. I use this gel super glue. The only thing is it stuck well. It went well. There's just not much in this tube. I've since invested in a big tube of super glue. We'll see how long that lasts. But yeah, we stick the feet on, and it came with these like little parts in the middle to hold it into place. And then we stuck the chest piece on. Yeah, I just moved the camera up here just to make it a bit better to see. And then his eyes, I was like super impressed with this. Like, so you can see the color between the white and the creamy color is on about. But when you put those eyes in, look at this. Look how amazing this thing starts to look. Like, you got his eyes, and then we go on to putting his big old nose in there. And the good thing about like this matte paint is it looks like the Play-Doh clay stuff that they used to make the film. So I ran out of super glue, so I asked a friend to grab some super glue when he was out. So yeah, we got the ears in here. These were a bit tricky because of how much paint we had put on. They were quite tricky to try and get into place, but I worked out which one goes where, and it's a little divot there at the top that goes at the top of the ear pretty much. Here we set him down like that just to dry. You can see we've done the chest, the tie and the shirt. And then we come on to the hands. The hands have got to be stuck into the arms, so I decided to stick the hands in first. Well, the hands are easy to work out which hands go on which, but I had to work out which arms on which. You can see there in the center of the arm that I drilled holes in for when I was painting. I need to find good ways of like how we can spray smaller parts like this. So as you saw earlier, I'm just spraying in my greenhouse, which is the only place I really have. I have the shed as well, but I don't want to cover the shed in like loads of spray paint. So until we build the big awesome workshop, we spray in the greenhouse and possibly in the shed when it starts to get a bit colder. Here we come on to the other arm. Looking good. Have a little wave. Yeah. So we get all that. We stick it all together. We go through like all of the super glue that we got given pretty much for this whole project, and I leave it all a little bit to set just to make sure all the stuff that we've already done is set. Then we will get on to the head. Now I had to actually go back and glue this head again because it looked like it was stuck in there properly, but the paint was so tight in there that it didn't actually fit properly. So later on I actually went back and put some extra glue in it, but it did leave like a little mark on the black shirt, which is still there now. Maybe I'll go back and paint over it, I'm not sure. But this thing is coming together beautifully. Look at Wallace's head there. Now this one we whack in loads of glue because obviously we don't want a shirt to be able to pop out. This is permanently in place. We don't want it to come back out ever again. Then we come on to the arms. The arms only go on one side. I work out which side is which just to double check. Whack a load of glue on it and stick both of the arms in. And as we come into nearly the finished build here, I hope you've all enjoyed it. But stay, because there is some awesome little scene. But I'm not going to show you exactly what it looks like finished. You have to watch the end result. So let's do it. And how awesome is this? It's like me, but as a Wallace. I probably shouldn't do that. I don't know how well I stuck it together, but this is big. Wait, let me measure it. Let me measure. Doosh. So all the way from there, it's like 51 centimeters long, this thing is. But yeah, I am super happy. I was worried along the way with a few details, but like his face is awesome, and then he's got all the orange suit on. I put black shoes on him. I don't know how well you'll see, but I've tried to put like little white speckles on it just so it's not like plain black. This is the plain black, but yeah. Hey, look at this. I love it. So yeah, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you want to see more Wallaces or Gromits or something being made in some cool, fun ways like this one, let me know. Because this is, I'm so happy with this. It's awesome. But yeah, thank you all for the support. And I guess we'll see you all in the next one. Wait. We need a hat. He needs a hat. He needs a hat. Hat. Wait. I have an old hat. I've got many old hats. But, oh, we need to see if we can 3D print one. A little hat for him, so he can fit in. But yeah, thank you all. See you in the next one.